Welcome to the Crafty Music Tips channel. This is Crafty here with Darren at the home of Sing It Live. We're going to talk about the song Winner Takes It All by Abba. You like this song?
Yeah, I love this song.
Why'd you choose it?
I've always loved this song. I don't know, it's maybe the hopeless romantic in me. I always thought it would be a great song that I would like to sing because of the lyrics, but it was in a girl's key, right? And I always love the verses and everything, and I reckon, it could have been a country song. But I thought it was really well written, great lyrics. It was fun to play on the piano. So, yeah, self-indulgent. And we had the perfect singer really in Mel. It's almost theatrical, this one as well, so you need to have that ability to be able to really perform that theatrical style, and I think her voice was perfect for it as well.
And something about her tone that's very warm and high, and that's kind of a way that you could describe Agnika.
I think Mel's heart's been broken so many times, but she's such a bloody good singer.
It's the life experience.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Mel, if you're watching, I don't know. I'm not judging you, darling, but I just...
But we appreciate what you can give to the song.
I think it was Homer who went, who heard Hello, who was listening to Lionel Richie, and he was going, "Who hurt you? Who hurt you?"
I don't want to talk about things we've gone through, though it's hurting me. Now it's history.
So Agnetha was the singer.
Yeah.
Bjorn and Benny wrote it. Bjorn and Agnetha were married, and I think it's just, it's good for us to think that was the reason, because when you see her performance, when you think about that, someone's told you that story, and you go, they were married, it's Abba. There's two guys and two girls that are all like together and everything.
Them and Fleetwood.
And the blonde girl, Agnetha, and Bjorn. Benny was the bearded guy who played the piano.
Yeah.
Bjorn, the guitar player.
Always get mixed up between the two.
So Bjorn, the guitar player, he was married to Agnetha, and she pours her heart out in this song, and always thought that was true, but reading it, they deny that it was true because there are no winners and losers in a relationship.
It does make sense
But when you're a songwriter, what you do is, you pour out what you know.
You do.
And...
But also, they weren't necessarily writing everything, all life experience stuff. It's just commentary and it's fun. We're Swedish. What's a good English word we can use?
It's really crazy when you think about the language difference. Like, you've got a group that sing in English, but naturally Swedish, and they're writing all these massive hits across the English-speaking world. I mean, they must have had a great grasp on English, because these aren't bad translations.
No.
And when you read the lyrics, they're just really fantastic. And, they've got lots of hooks. Of course, their production, because they're overdubbing 10 pianos, and I'm always listening to how many pianos are there. Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
There's some crazy, amount of production in there.
And you would have just had to figure out, what's the part that I'm going to play live?
I've played all my cards, and that's what you've done too. Nothing more to say, no more ace to play.
Some of their harmonies too, you hear, even in this song here, has got all of those words in the harmonies, and they're part of the lyric. And I remember us having them up on the screen. It was tough to do, but
I needed them.
Well, it's in a G flat major, F sharp major, and it's got those two moves.
Yeah, well, I needed to tune down to E flat. So I'm in standard now. That's a G.
Yeah.
And then, so if I go, and then as fast as I can, sort of.
You need a reverse capo.
Yeah, the anti-capo.
A few moments later.
There we go.
So this is this fun song where we've got two chord progressions running. You've got the main riff, and the verse has this little descending from fourth. From that line. And you've got the... That's right. That's the chorus? Is that the chorus?
Yeah.
The verse part has the little starts on a 3. decided on the day that we were going to do that descending last line, they do a different line in the verse normally, and I just wanted to always end it like that. And I know that some of the Abba people are going to hate that. What was really difficult for us is to try and do both things at the same time and sing. Well, the notes were okay, and I'm playing them on the keyboard, so these notes are in between my chord, movable notes inside the chord, right? So I could follow my voice on them, you know, around there, but then later on in the harmonies, I had to switch up and do like a dum 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 dum. So I had to be in the middle of everything while you guys did the thing. So because it's a peculiar harmony, and I know that Abba overdubbed lots and lots and lots. I think they're using only 3 parts, and they're only actually 2 parts. It's an octave above and one in the middle.
Right.
But there's just so many of them, and there's...
So kind of 3, but kind of only 2.
And it's all of the overdubbed and guitars, and I think as well makes it pretty epic. And we are
strings.
only... Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I sort of try to layer pushing in and out strings and the little choir sound on over that piano on the keyboard, and I really need a guy in a mixing desk next to me sometimes turning on sounds that I would just play it.
Well, you've got 2 hands.
That's right. 2 hands and 2 feet, isn't it? So, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I found it really tricky being able to make sure that I could hit the 4 in the...
It's not
just
natural.
out of the blue. It's fine now because I kind of got used to it, except I was given about a couple minutes notice. So it was, like literally, and that's fine. I mean, like it in a way, like I really liked the challenge, but I was not.
It was only a 4th. I didn't think it'd hurt you.
I'd never,
day.
It's not as if it was a 5th. But it's like, okay, I haven't really ever played this song. I've heard it, but I haven't really ever played it. And so then going, okay, what's the next part of the song? Okay, so it's these chords, and then oh wait, I have to sing too. And just do it all at once and make it look like, I've been doing it for years, or I'm super comfortable and I've done all my homework.
We had a click track too, I think, in our ears, right? Because I had to start the song, and I don't like Mario having to, because he's always got a click track these days, and it's going while we're talking. So he's just, while we're talking about 4ths and 5ths, and whinging about how hard it is for us to do our job, and he's... When you add the click, it's like a distracting feature. You need it, and you didn't realise that because you practiced it. Maybe, you know, to recording or something at home, and you think, okay, this is all right. When I get in the room, I know my part and I'm okay with it. Then you add this click, tick-tock sound in your head, and it's a very distracting sound, and I find it lowers your concentration. When it disappears, once you're in the song, and I think if you've got a drummer that's great in time, Mario's great with that, very in the pocket, once, you know, it sort of disappears. But those little times when it comes down to softness, when you're following it and not Mario, it distracts you. And if you're in a complicated part, and you always are, and you always, I call it a pants down moment. You're exposed alone in a part, like an intro or something, you know, you are. And, you know, sometimes you've got a camera bang on you as well, and every take depends on you. I would eventually like to go into wearable click, so we can just feel a little thumper on our little watch, like a haptic clicker. They're quite expensive, but I think that's...
It's the actual thing.
Yeah, so everyone wears one, like a watch.
Right.
And it so just gives you a little tap. Yeah, it feels
you literally feel the pulse. Yeah,
and they're just all synchronized. So that's the future, I think. And
I'm familiar with the click track through having done bits of drumming over the years, as well as just doing my own recordings. Having a click for me, I really like it, just because then if I go, well, that was a really good verse, whereas the next one I bug it up a bit. If I'm on a time urgency, well, then I can just go, all right, yoink. I'll just grab that and put it over, and it all usually fits pretty well. That's not something that you like to rely upon, but playing with a click, being used to it, sort of helps you feel that, like, oh, wait, I feel like I'm rushing, or I feel like that I've just slowed down a little bit. It's like practicing with a metronome.
Click, go the cheers, boys, click, click, click.
the reality of us using a click in Sing It Live is it's really for me in post. Maybe it's a repeated part that you play on guitar and that you've missed one note and I can just grab that bit to there because I know it's going to fit because we're all working within a time grid. I mean, you do a lot of edits like that because every microphone has bleed, so you can't really take too much of like a long section. So I'm going, through one, there's two there because there'll be drums banging in the background, different drums and different stuff.
Yeah.
So you can't really, but you can take a passing word or a note or something that, because sometimes in here, happens.
Yeah.
Right? And in backing vocals as well, right? So bleed does stop me from doing a lot more in that post. So really, for people who think it's all totally, just take the best of and glue it all together. I mean, most of the shots we're using are fluid. I use the edits between the shots as a dissolve rather than a cut because I want people to see that it is the same moment from a different angle because I've got nothing to hide here. I want to show people that what we're doing here. The songs aren't perfect. Even this one here, we try and get them as good as we can. But the click track, it definitely helps us preserve the tempo of the original because I really get in and get that tempo. I know drums speed up and slow down, but I try and get an average of how it feels. So we're jumping straight in and we're at the same tempo and it feels like the way you remember it.
The winner takes it all, the loser standing small beside the victory. That's our destiny.
Tempo's got a lot to do with it. Try and keep the key and the tempo, even the opening sound of this song. So just keeping it so instantly people go, oh, it's that. And they're getting what they expected straight away. But it's all up to our performance. In here, there's no, we don't have the overdubbing facilities that they had on this album. I do recall a story of Abba even putting extra tape machines linked onto each other in Syncto so they could just get more tracks. Yeah. Running out
rather than bouncing down. Yeah.
But these guys are fantastic songwriters. This is a masterpiece. And
what makes it a masterpiece, do you reckon?
I think it's dynamic range. The way it really delivers the chorus hook that we played before. So the very first. So it's basically the intro. Dun 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 dun.
It's basically saying this will be the chorus.
That's right.
Yeah.
And because by the end of the song too, they've put the lyrics. So the winner takes it all, and the loser. Right, so all of those, they've even added the lyrics and tacked them onto the hook. Yeah. So they're just giving it to you, this is what you're going to get, and then it just goes straight out to your face. I don't want to talk, about the things we've gone through. It's just like, the opening lyrics just really put it together. And when I was young and I was an Abba fan and was a kid like everyone, and when I first saw The Winner Takes It All, I was thinking it was about someone was really winning and someone's going to be happy. And she seems sad, so maybe there's a happy side. And when she started talking and I realised that there wasn't a winner, it was the opposite. Like, he was thinking she was the winner and she was thinking he was the winner. It was like, it's the way that it is. It's just such a tragedy, this, The lyrics are delivering it perfectly. It grows, even those little hooks. Or in the third are sang in the second part of the verse, and then they become words. She sings the chorus all by herself, and then it grows even from there. Second verse comes in, the drums are plonking away. I think the song grows so perfectly. It's like a movie, a really well written movie. Sonically, it's just a brilliant recording. I love the classic thickness of the drums. It's not one of their really huge overdub piano sort of songs. It's a little bit more intimate for an Abba song. But always love this. It's a great arrangement. It doesn't really work in other keys. Doesn't feel right. So... Yeah,
I had to tune down because it's in G flat or F sharp.
Yeah, playing it in other keys doesn't sort of...
But yeah, I couldn't get that sound by doing...
Yes.
That just doesn't...
That's right.
Doesn't sound right.
I was in your arms thinking I belong there. I figured it made sense, building me a fence.
I was chatting to Mel on the day that we were recording this. The thing we were talking about is how interesting the form is, the song structure. Now, just to be clear, what I mean by interesting in this case is something that's really quirky, but it's not really abstract and way out different, but it's just a slight little difference from what you would usually hear, I guess, in a song. And sometimes you don't even realise until you're learning the song after hearing it for years, but you've never learnt it, and you go, oh, wow, that's such a cool little quirky song structure element. And I said that in my time as a music teacher or as a performer where I have to analyse, in order to learn a song, you have to know what the structure is.
Yeah.
There's no point in just having the ingredients. It's got to be all laid out in the right order. And so we were saying it's an interesting form because in particular with this case, like when it's the chorus, it's not always the same. And this particular song structure is not necessarily exactly the same as another Abba song structure, for instance. It's also not the same as any other song structures. Like when we did ABC, I was like, man, this song structure in this one, it was crazy. And 9 to 5 wasn't a crazy song structure, but the fact that the chorus goes twice as long as you think that it's going to the first time, and then twice as long again the second time. So we came up with this conclusion that, oh, I see. So if a song's going to become a hit and a song that we choose to do and sing it live, it probably has to have an interesting song structure, really.
I think so. It's got to be a journey. Look, I'm 53 and I just hate copy and pop. I love Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga. I love the really good songwriters of our pop era. And there are so many other great songwriters in there. I just I don't like music that's sort of popped out of samples and a well-written lyric is placed on it and sung by a very talented singer. And it's copy and pasted. I never really jagged on it. I mean, I've tried to hang on to it as much as I can because I'm a music producer and I still did, produce pop music like that, right? Up to a certain point, and I just thought, I'm not interested in it. I'm not going to do anyone any favours if I'm not getting this. I mean, I think songs should have bridges. The bridge is almost a dead thing now, right? So it's all just A, B, A, B. And the compression that the compressors stomping the beats and even live drums, and what we're doing here is what is the flavour that makes me go, oh yes, it's a great band. We're in this space that somehow feels great, and
beings.
You can feel the drums in your body no matter where you are, and the glue in the rhythm section is everywhere in the air, and it's just a little bit of extra excitement and the pressure from the cameras, and I think it's a nice little adventure. But it's the songs, and it's what we're doing, and it's a deep dive into the history of what we're into as old people. Now, it's not like the old days. Hold me back.
So the winner takes it all, and the loser has to.
It's getting the right person to sing the right part, the right player. It's like the right guitar to play the right guitar part. I'm sorry, guitar people would know that you don't put a Stratocaster where an SG or a Les Paul should be.
Yeah, I usually have 3 just in
the car.
Just in case that...
That's right. Yeah. That's right. No one's going to come to my house and steal your stuff now, but...
No.
Yoink!
Even the studio has guitars hanging on the wall, and that does help. As a keyboard player, it's an expensive item to get to leave guitars on the wall for other people to occasionally play. Yeah,
but you're a keyboard player, but you're also someone that's got a space where musos are coming in to record. And for me, I live a half an hour away.
Yeah,
so that's
right.
an hour to just go, if only just we had an acoustic, which this is Darren's acoustic, and it's great.
Yep. Take a look.
When it's in tune, it's awesome.
In a town known as Wheeling, West Virginia. Billy Joel, just in case you were wondering. Yes, was John Swan's.
Oh, it was?
Bought that off Swanee, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
So, fantastic guitar. He regretted selling it to me immediately. And I refused to sell it back. As all smart people should do when they acquire something good, right? And the person regrets selling it. I'm sorry, but can I buy it back?
Well, I didn't listen
Yeah.
to your advice when you asked me to...
That microphone that time.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Well,
Oh, well. Should have listened to his advice years in advance. So there you go. Abba. Are you a fan of Abba? You a fan of Abba? I hope you enjoyed the song, Darren.
does not love ABBA. ABBA's amazing.
Totally.
ABBA, but it actually had it had a bridge in it as well.
It did.
So,
Yeah.
ABBA.
So do you see some more ABBA songs being here on this channel?
We've done Mamma Mia and this one.
We'll get back to you on that. If you want to hear more ABBA songs, let us know in the comments below. I will just say
we need two piano players, perhaps. You know, you can do the ding on one side, and I can do it.
Each of them doing one hand on the
Perhaps. So if I can get someone else to bang out and we do a double piano, I think we can make it happen.
All right.
Let's
there
do
you go.
it
You heard
for
it here.
real.
Thank you for your time today. That was
Thanks for
interesting
coming over.
stuff. I hope you liked the stuff we were talking about. I hope you made the connections with, the...
It's just two old guys just blabbing in the studio, really. I mean, is this stuff really even interesting?
So thanks for watching this Crafty Music Tips video. There's other Crafty Music Tips
What?
on this channel.
What?
What? And sometimes we're serious. Sometimes we're not. But it's a lot of fun to do. And so we'll do another one sometime.
Why not?
I'll see you in another one really soon.
See you guys.
That was awful.
Well, it gets better if you wait.
How's that?
The screensaver turns on.
That's good. I love those fish.